Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
And I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 midnight Eastern time, and 5 a.m. Saturday in Germany. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California. Thank you so much for joining us.
Tonight's guest is Inara Tabir of Galaxis Aerospace and a lot of other things.
And very little sleep.
Yeah. Inara is, especially, and you're getting up at 5 a.m. Inara is in Germany and it's 5 a.m. there. Thank you so much for being with us, Inara.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Tell us, how did you get involved with space exploration? That's a story I don't really know.
Yeah, so that goes back quite a ways. You know, I grew up in foster homes and we never really had much. And I got some allowance at some point. And for, I think, 25 cents a magazine, I got a huge stack of National Geographics. Ah. So that was a big part of my entrance into the wider world. And a big piece of that was space and science. And I always just loved it, you know. But I was running, flash forward years later, I was running constructed language groups on Facebook. I got pretty good at this. So I took a small community of 200 and grew it to like 3,000. And we had people from Hollywood involved and professors and publishers, and it became a huge community. A friend of mine came to me and said, I've got these space groups and I can't get them to do anything. Can you help me out? So I applied the same things I'd been doing for community building to these space groups, and it just boomed, took off. So that was, my entrance, growing up in foster homes and not really having money. I never went to school. I always wanted to be a scientist, but I thought I wouldn't get to do it. So I engineered a way to do it. Social media was my entrance into space sciences.
Wow, that's great. I love it. So yeah, you wanted to talk to us about several of the projects you're involved with. And I guess we could just go right into that. And we want to just say hello to some folks. Hi, Christina. And who else did we have? I didn't see all the names.
We have
go ahead and say them.
Johnson.
Hello, Alpha and Yoshan. How are you?
Good. You know that one. And then Greg. I should not be talking today. Glenn John.
I thought it was 5 a.m. here, not there.
Hello, everybody. Yep. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Good to see you in.
Cliff. Cliff is in Australia. He's one of our good friends from Australia. And of course, Christina. So, yeah, I guess Galaxis is kind of the big one. You've definitely piqued my interest in this.
For sure.
Tell us about that, and I will go ahead and flash the website here if you want more information.
Yeah, check us out. So, I took this social media start, and I grew it over 12 years. So it's been 12 years now. We have 250,000 members across our network and then lots of partners. So Galaxis Aerospace is aspirational. This is kind of the home for that network at the moment. And we partner with loads of different space organizations such as Liftport, Space Matters, Foundation for the Future, Mars Society, Moon Society, and loads of others. Just boosting them, trying to help where we can to make connections, to provide volunteers, to put the word out about their projects. So, I believe that the rising tide raises all boats, and that's how we do.
I totally agree with you. And you know what? It's getting more and more important. And anyone who's kind of a young person right now, they're going to live and work and play involving pretty much space. And I remember how computers came in. If you resisted computers, you got left behind.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we really want to encourage anyone to get involved as much as possible and take it wherever you would like to go, and up to and including travel to the stars. I mean, that's one of my goals. I want to go to the Pleiades star cluster. So, yeah, you want to delve into, let's see, I have this one up here. Let's talk to us about this. This sounds fascinating.
This is actually pretty exciting. It's the Mars Society. Dr. Zubrin has created a Mars VR platform. So you'll be able to walk on Mars and experience it. It's kind of like the overview effect from Frank White in the sense that you'll be able to encounter Mars through VR. And he plans on putting these systems in schools and science centers and private homes so that the public can engage with Mars, especially the young people. We talk about Mars and space entrance. We're in the decade of space entrance. A lot of times people come to Galaxis and they'll say things like, oh, space, that's 1,000 years away. And I have to tell them, no, you're living it right now. This is the decade. So I'm really excited that the Mars Society, beyond just doing conferences and magazines and subscriptions, they're really good about the tech. Their MDRS program is a great example. They've got this Mars analog program, but the Mars VR is really stepping it up.
Yeah, I definitely seen, like, a lot of people really love to put their picture inside a Mars thing and post it on social media. That's so funny because, of course,
Absolutely.
they look like they're standing on the surface, which would really not even possible just, by yourself. You would actually need
not for very long
life support system to help you. But yeah, I mean, to be able to do it in VR, though, that just sounds amazing and wonderful. My God.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that we're going to see more of these sort of integrated platforms, education, entertainment, and exploration brought together. I mean, I can't think of a better way to get children, and even adults, all of us engaged with Mars.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to learn stuff too, to actually, be doing there. I mean, do you think they'll even be able to like do things like pick up a rock and feel it themselves, or how far into this are we talking? Is it?
I know they do have a treadmill that's included in their VR program so that you can have movement. And I can't imagine, I know it's going to boom, it's going to take off. So I can't imagine they're going to stop there. I'm pretty sure you'll see other features down the road, more usability added to it.
Maybe we'll get a holodeck someday after all. Wouldn't that be cool?
I like it. Yeah, I'm all for it.
I love it. All right, so let's see. I have the next one here, and I have absolutely got to check this out. That sounds wonderful.
Of all the things I'm involved in, this might be the most important. Foundation for the Future is an extraordinary organization. They've only been around a short time, since December, basically. They hold, but they've done so much in the short time they've been around. They hold a monthly function called the Blue Marble Week, and that's bluemarbleweek.space. And this is a symposium or a conference that brings together government, military, private industry, academia, and it's really focusing on the next 10 to 15 years. What's going on in the industry, what needs to happen in the industry. And their biggest target is the Space Act of 2021, which it's being looked at by Congress at the moment. They need, people to write into their representatives and request them to take a look at this, because it will create a government mandate for a public-private cooperative organization, a foundation, that will be the public works of space and will open space for everyone. And we really need this. NASA's wonderful, but they can't do everything.
No.
And we need an organization that basically builds the infrastructure so that we can do space mining and space tourism and everything else we need to get done. I definitely think you should check it out.
So that's the Foundation for the Future, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that actually sounds familiar to me. I wonder if this is just a new part of what they're doing, because I think they've been around for a little bit longer than the last.
Our next conference, they're free. I mean, the entrance into the conference is free, and it's going to be around the 8th or 9th of April. I would say exactly. Come check it out.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, and you gave me some links to actual, let's see. Well, we got this one here, and I've known about these folks for a long time. So that's kind of easy to read. The other YouTube link is a little harder. I'll put it in the chat so people can click on it. Yeah, talk to us about, and it's Michael Lane with Elevator Space, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really privileged to be working with Michael Lane. He's got the Liftport company, and they're working on the space elevator. This is, I would say, one of the most pivotal pieces of technology we need to make space real and functional, to have heavy industry on the moon. I mean, really what we ought to be doing is zoning Earth as light industry and put all heavy industry on the moon. It makes sense in so many different ways. And, Michael Lane is probably the most important figure in that movement. I mean, if he succeeds at what he's trying to do, and I believe he will, it's going to really revolutionize space industry.
Yeah, because I talked to regular folks about this. This is a very special place here on Earth. I mean, you're not going to have this kind of ecosystem anywhere. It's a garden planet. That's what it really should be, worked for. I mean,
I agree.
Why do we have all this stuff on the Earth when it could be somewhere else that's not going to mess things up here?
Well, and it just makes so much sense to launch and to build in space.
Yeah.
I mean, it saves us so much money, so much effort.
Yep.
Right. Oh, and I thought I
And-
put this one in, but I can grab it.
Yeah,
real quick.
and just costs so much less to launch off of the moon.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's so much more exciting. Really, you can put all the great stuff on one side, but that is a big sell point too. I mean, how exciting to have shipyards on the moon.
Totally. All right, and so let's see. You wanted to tell me about this one too. This is. I don't really know anything about this, so go.
So that's just one of our main groups. Like I said, we have 250,000 members across Facebook, and this is our space colonization group. So yeah, you can check us out there and join in the fun. We are a pretty active spacer community. So yeah.
All right, and I think I will add that too. But Seth had a question.
If we're to go to the stars, we must expand society beyond Earth so that we can harness the huge energies necessary. So not necessarily a question, just yeah.
Seth, I agree with you. Absolutely. You know, I think that we talk about Earth and space in this strange way of, you know, we're going out there, we're leaving Earth. Really, I think that we have to think about Earth as a piece of all of that. It's a small town, and we have resources spread out across the cosmos. So we definitely have to get out there and make more use of our world and really spread out more.
Yeah, I mean, there's an incredible amount of resources out there. Chris, what is Liftport?
I agree with him.
Lunar elevators really. Go ahead.
Yeah, Liftport's lunar elevator is really near-term technology too. No major discoveries needed.
Oh, okay. I haven't been tuned into that very much lately, so that's
Absolutely.
really.
You know, Liftport launched about 12 years ago, I believe it was, when they first launched, and I don't think it could have happened then, even with like the best situation. But now we have what we need. You know, Liftport has the technology it needs. It has the momentum it needs. It's the right time for this plan. All it needs is the funding. So, you know, that's all being worked out. I'm excited to see where the next 5 to 10 years go.
Yeah, I remember when they first started, and I mean, what is it? Is it nanotubes? Was like the thing. Carbon nanotubes was like the thing that was like, now we can actually really.
And now we're talking about graphene. So now we're living a completely different age, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Right. So I am going to go ahead and post this one. Oh, I better grab it too. Let me see. Where is it? Here we go. Sorry. Did I get it all? Yes. Okay. I'm going to add this to the chat, and it's kind of hard to really tell, but I'll go ahead and add it to as a banner too. So this is the one. Nope, that's not it. Shoot. What did I do?
Yep, you got it there. I see it. Space Matters episode 2.
Got it. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this. This is, you know, I'm working with Rhonda Stevenson from Tau Zero, and there's this amazing show. We've got episode 2 coming out tomorrow with Frank White. It's called Space Matters, and basically we're bringing the best and brightest, the pillars of space together to talk about, you know, what they're working on, what they need, what's going on in space. I mean, it's pretty amazing actually to have this caliber of people in the industry on the show.
Oh yeah, I saw last week. So you were here with me too, right? Last week, and I was just so blown away. It was very, very good, and I learned a lot. So that was really good too. And I hadn't seen Jeff Greason for a long time, so you know it was very interesting to kind of catch up with what he's doing and really understand, you know, some of the ways all these pieces are finally really coming together in some really logical and wonderful, you know, possibilities.
Absolutely.
Now.
Absolutely.
It's
I think
last time I saw Jeff Greason, he was working on the rotary rockets.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I think I think something like this is really important because, you know, one of the things I really care about, the thing that really drives me with all of my partnerships and the things that I work on is engaging the public. If we had the capture of Hollywood and sports with the public, we could do anything. We could be living beyond the Kuiper Belt and space station. So to show the public what's going on and that this is all happening now, it's not some really far off future. I think we get closer to that engagement with the public. That's really important.
Yeah, I am totally aware of this. I used to be a volunteer at the NASA Lewis in Northern Ohio. It's called NASA Glenn now, but we would get 600 letters a month average from people all over the world. So I know people are excited and interested in space. They just think it's for rich guys, for the government, and something you see on television. And I know that's completely false. We're especially now, it's getting easier and easier and and less expensive to do things yourself. And you're a great example of it. I mean, this is all stuff anybody could do. They just need to figure out what they're interested in and how can it apply. And literally, we are going to need everything elsewhere. I mean, it's all here on Earth right now. We're going to need everything out there, every single thing you can think about and more. There's stuff we don't even know about we're going to need out there. And I think that people that are in our audience and the young people in classrooms now, they're going to be the folks that help us figure those out, the innovations we're going to need to make it more comfortable, more livable. There's a lot of problems to solve.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Alphen, I'd love to answer this one if you don't mind. Alphen Yoshin, so he says, ma'am, an astronomer once told me that space is unpredictable. So is there any risk there? Alphen, this is an amazing question. Life has risk. Life is risk. Space definitely has risk. And everything that's worth going for involves risk. So definitely there's a lot of risk out there, but that's where the adventure is.
And also, having a known outcome isn't always the best thing. We know that we're going to use up the Earth if we keep on it. That's a known outcome. It's not a good outcome. I mean, it's...
Yeah, at what point is it no longer sustainable for the population, for all of our needs, anything we're pumping into the sky, that kind of thing. So we absolutely need to go somewhere else.
And I think that humanity is at our best when we expand. We're at our best when we create, when we grow, when we grasp, when we evolve. To stay in one place and to be stagnant, it's just not our destiny. You know, we have to get out there and see what's waiting for us.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah, and mitigating the risks is what it's all about. Yeah, Seth.
Oh, very good. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so let's see.
We've got
Hey, Dr. Gibberish.
Yeah, hi.
So good to see you. I absolutely adore your show.
And he's up early too.
Yeah, he woke up. It's 4 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
Get some sleep. You're gonna need some sleep for your next show, guy.
Oh.
And Glenn's in Northern Ohio.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
She's from Cleveland too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Northern Ohio, so I absolutely in fact that's where my International Space Development Conference was. I ran a National Space Society ISDC.
Wow, that is a lot of work. Oh my God.
Well, we had done like 10 local ones, so why not
go big, right?
But yeah, it was great. We had over 600 people in attendance, and every now and again somebody still talks to me about it. It was very cool. All right, so let's see. Does anybody else have any questions for Inara? If you want to get involved with any of that, I'll tell you what we'll do too. Oh yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, Glenn. This will post to both Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, kind of automatically publishes as soon as it processes.
Yeah, so look for it in about an hour after this.
And we can also gather up all these links and give like we'references to them for you and post them in the comment area. So yeah you'll be able to connect with Inara anywhere. And any particular place that's good, like better than another place for people, Inara?
If you want to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, LinkedIn, I'm always happy to speak to people who are excited about space. So, don't worry about reaching out to me. As long as it's a space related thing, and it's a decent thing, I love responding to people. And if you want to get involved in space, I make $30,000 a year and I don't have a college education. I taught myself and I just find ways of applying value and networking with people. So anybody can be in this industry. Anybody can contribute something of value. I can tell you, I've done some great things and been around people who've done some great things. So if you want to be involved in space, come talk to me. I know somebody who's currently trying to create a core of nurses to go to space. Space is for everybody.
Linda, is it Linda Plush?
It's Kim Macharia.
Oh, okay, because I know Linda, and she's got a Facebook group about that. So very cool. All right.
Yep. And Chris has
question.
Comment and question. Engaging in space prepares you for the new industries and opportunities that will arise. And I'll plus that by saying that preparing for space also creates new industries down here. makes new products available down here.
Everything's here.
Just look at what we get from NASA all the time.
Oh yeah, this thing here. I mean, the little phone that's in everybody's pockets now. That's a space, outcome.
Yeah, but Chris has a question for you, Inara. Did you have any ideas for youth?
Thank you, Chris. You're amazing. So he knows that I have this particular project I'm trying to push that I need to mention, of course. I probably should have remembered that. I have this idea that I keep putting out there, and I want to get it to the right people. We need like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout type organization that is space-oriented. It's STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics based, but specifically geared towards space sciences. We need to be able to create a pipeline from kindergarten to adulthood for going into space, for space entrance. Imagine instead of like camping and doing knots, which are all great too, if children were spending their time programming, building modules, going to space camp, going to science centers, meeting astronauts. I mean, we need this, absolutely. We've got to catch up, basically. So if anyone out there wants to make that happen, get a hold of me. I know some other people that are willing to contribute to that for sure.
Yeah, and we're willing to help with all that too. I mean, that's definitely...
No, that's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, one of my very favorite organizations. If I was donating charitably on a regular basis, it would be the Boys and Girls Club, and they have been incredible. Certainly in my life personally, but I think that their programs are just fantastic. So that would be a good place to. They'd probably be a pretty good group to collaborate with as well. So what else is Chris?
Chris has a comment that astronomy and astrophotography ties into that very well.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Alvin has a question about, we are a group of students. We are doing a research on how to remove space debris. So what is your advice?
Alvin, that's super impressive. I'm so excited that you're working on that. It's one of our big problems that's upcoming. As happens so often with humanity, we often create problems because we don't think they're going to catch up with us. And space debris is absolutely one of these issues where we're going to have to deal with it very soon. So I would say if you want to get into that task or that field, there's going to be a lot of activity involved there. Get a hold of me. Reach out to me on Facebook if you like, and I can put you into contact with some people that are trying to solve that problem for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for innovation in that area.
I think space debris is a pretty hard problem because, space is big, very big, if you get the quote. But but something that could fly in the path of the debris, between the debris and a vehicle, seems like a really good idea. Something that you could throw up, say,
like the train has a cow catcher.
Kind of, yeah.
I saw an article, I think it was today or yesterday, talking about something that just went up that's supposed to be magnetic, and it's going to be trying to capture debris that way. So I believe that just went up this week. So we'll see what happens with that.
Oh, wow. Okay. But not everything out there, has a magnetic, not everything out there has, iron. Iron's basically iron and steel.
Yeah. But,
I don't think titanium would be, attracted to that. And certainly not plastics, any kind of ceramic, probably not either.
Yeah.
So that might be a good for a part of it.
Something just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Blow out gas into the path of stuff, because you don't need to necessarily sweep it all up. You just need to slow it down so it deorbits.
Oh, well, I think of it as resources. I mean,
and if you blow out gas, it's not like it'll hurt you if you run into it.
I wonder if there's going to be some sort of strategy to take it from orbit to the moon and recycle it at some point. I would also like to see some sort of initiative put in place to where if you launch something, you only get to launch it into orbit if you have an exit strategy, and you can demonstrate that you can do that.
Yeah, that's really not something happening. Hey, Michael. Michael is tuning in from Hong Kong.
Yep.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for joining us. I put a name in the chat here, Mariba Jha. He is a phenomenal professor who is working on space debris removal and also being proactive about space debris. So I would definitely encourage people to look him up.
All right, and let me go ahead and Cliff wrote, so I'll put his name up in a second. Cliff, don't
put yourself in there in the first.
Well, I don't know, Cliff.
Those aren't really a problem. They're coming back down.
Yeah.
Their exit strategy is built in. Their orbit's not very high. They're on the way down.
And what do we have? I can't quite read it. What is it?
Oh man, we use astronomy and robotics together. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that a question? Well, Alpha, if it's a question, definitely. I mean, robotics is really going to be involved in most everything in space.
Yeah, absolutely.
More so every day.
Yep.
All right, and let me go ahead and show this one with the name. You spelled it out.
Yeah, definitely. Please look up Marie Bajah. He's doing fantastic work. He's just so well-minded on what we need to do to avoid creating bigger issues and also to mitigate what we've already done. So his work, I'm a big fan of his work.
Excellent. And we are going to have you come back, Inara. I know there's things in the
I would love to.
I know you can't even talk about some of the things you're doing right now, but
yeah, not yet, unfortunately, but later,
Yeah. So we'll definitely keep in touch, and we would love to help you with anything we can. Anything we can do to help, we'll be able to. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll be here for you.
Likewise, right. I would love to boost your show. I'm a huge fan of the work you're doing. We have a lot of synergy with the same kind of message of working with the public. So
I think so too. All right, so we do have a little bit of a segment here where we kind of talk about the things you can see in the night sky between now and next Friday. So I will go ahead and cover that. And of course, we'll keep fielding questions if people have them. And thank you so much, Inara. I really appreciate your time. And I know it's early there. I really appreciate that. And if you know about any of these things too, we'll keep making conversation about it.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're talking about March 26th through April 2nd. The moon is 13 days old today. The full moon is on March 28th. In general, things are happening in the morning. Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn are visible in the east right before sunrise. Mars is still in the sky. It's getting dimmer, though. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. But it's still kind of high, but look kind of south. And as it sets in the west, it's going to come down into the west as well. Vesta is a good object to look for, but you do need binoculars. It's kind of in the tail of Leo right now. It's a 6.3 magnitude item. And like I said, you will need binoculars for that one. Maybe there will be a nova visible soon in Cassiopeia. Now, it sounds like it's not going to be from what I just heard recently, but maybe, and I would love to see a nova. That'd be so cool. And you want to look for this nova in the evening, early enough that you catch it before it sets, because Cassiopeia is kind of right now heading down into the west. Everything kind of goes from east to west, just like the sun and the moon. So you're definitely going to want to look for it early.
It's my favorite constellation.
Oh,
so
yeah?
Lucky.
Cassiopeia?
Yeah.
Cool, very cool. And so I'll go into specific days now. On March 26th, Venus is in Superior conjunction. And, last week we were like, well, what does that really mean? I figured it out. So we've got the sun in the middle. We've got Earth on one side, and Venus is on the absolute opposite side of the sun. And they got to deduce that, right? I mean, you can't actually see it. So they must figure out, well, it's here, and in between it's right opposite the sun. I mean,
right, yeah, because it'd be on the other side, and
right.
I want to see. I wonder what they call the conjunction when Earth is between Venus and the sun.
No, that's not going to happen. I hope, please. All right, so March 28th is the full worm moon. It's also a super moon. There are 3 more coming up: April 26th, May 26th, and June 24th. And I kind of take it for granted, but hopefully people know that the full moon rises as the sun sets. And that's actually why it's full, because we can see
it's the opposite side.
Yeah, it's the opposite side. All right, so let's see. Then we've got March 29th. Mercury and Neptune are in conjunction. You want to look low in the east before sunrise. Mercury is easily seen naked eye, but Neptune requires optical aid. Now, something else is happening, and not this week, but I kind of noticed it. I was getting ready for, I'm part of the weekly space hangout. I'm a junior journalist. And last Wednesday, I'm putting together all my notes, and I'm going, oh my God, for like the first 2 weeks in April, the moon is going to do a tour of the worlds in the solar system, right? So it's going to hit Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars, like from April 5th to April 17th. It's like a world's tour of the solar system. And I don't think I would have noticed that just looking in
A solar system
My-
straight.
Yeah, solar system straight. Yes. Anybody out there want to do astronomy poker? I think
it's celebrating the 20th anniversary of Yuri's night. This is this year,
20. Well, wait. Yuri's night. The party. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Because I'm like, wait, Yuri.
No,
Yuri was
yeah, not of Yuri's actual entrance. No, just of Yuri's night.
Right, yeah, that's April 12th, and I don't know that anybody knows this because, like I said, I had no idea until I put my notes together, and I could see this kind of like series, and I'm like, oh my God, the moon is going to be in conjunction with all the planets in the solar system in a 2-week period at the beginning of April. It just blew my mind.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, very interesting.
You should put that in comments after this show, just that line, so that people can see it.
Yeah, I can do that, no problem. We can put all this in the comments, and we really love to talk to you too afterwards. I know sometimes we miss questions, like there's a bit of a delay between when we stop and when people are actually viewing it live finally, and we get some questions sometimes. So I'll come in and look in the chat and see what else people want to know about it. And Inara, if you're willing, don't mind checking in with people still and answering any questions you might have.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. All right.
And just Cliff, if the Earth is between the Sun and Venus, I don't think it's a transit.
No.
I think it's much worse than that.
It's a problem. It's a big problem. So go ahead.
Okay. If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us next Friday, April 2nd, and we'll talk about the journey from Mars 2020 to Perseverance on Mars.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat story.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you come back. All right. Anybody have any last questions for Inara, for me, for Jeff? We definitely want to catch that. Take a look.
Yep. That was it from Cliff.
All right. Anything else, Inara, you want to share with us tonight?
I think the fire hose is good for the night. So yeah, next time I come in, we'll have more to talk about for sure.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's my pleasure.
Really, really appreciate that. All right. Thanks again. And we'll see you in a week.
See ya.
Good night.